Welcome to the Yoga Society podcast, where yoga is for everyone. I'm Martha Cottrell, and in each episode, we explore yoga, mindfulness, and movement for wherever you are in your journey. So let's get started. Today I'm here with Kayla LaChance. She's the Director of Fitness and Experience at Solis and also an instructor for Pilates, Reformer, yoga. She teaches everything. Yeah. Really excited to chat with you today.
I'm super excited too. This is wonderful.
And thank you for being here. And
thanks for having me. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Okay, let's kick things off. Could you tell us a little bit about your yoga journey and your fitness journey in general? We can keep it broad.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been into fitness. I used to be a runner, so I would run like track and field or cross country. And then in high school, I just started doing like weightlifting and other forms and modalities of fitness. And then throughout university, like I was an avid like runner outside. I like to bike, I played volleyball, basketball. So I was just like super like mobile, always moving. And then like I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety during university. And my therapist at the time was like, why don't you try yoga? And I said, stretching in a room for 1 hour sounds horrific to me because I was running like twice a day plus the gym plus like intramural sports. And so like, I was like kind of go. So I was like, I don't know how to stop or calm myself down. And so anyway, I went out for a walk one day because I still was like against it. I was like, no, I'm not going to do yoga, like not for me. And then I walked past what was a moksha studio in Waterloo. And these people came out dripping sweat. They were so hot. And so I walked in and I was like, what is this place? And they were like, oh, it's a hot yoga class. And I was like, hot yoga? So I didn't know that existed. And I was just honestly at the time looking for a workout. I'm like, perfect, like whatever. And I was absolutely humbled by the experience. I couldn't do a chaturanga. I couldn't do anything. I could like literally could barely do a warrior two. Like, had like no mobility, no function. And so my love of yoga started based off of mental competition to master it on the mat. And so I kept going back. I got the intro special. It was like 30 days unlimited for like, I don't know, student. It was like $25 at the time, which is like not that much money. And I just noticed after like 6 sessions, I was like, oh, I forgot it was an hour. And I was like, oh, my mind shut off. Oh, I actually feel good.
Yeah.
And I got out of that like competition piece about yoga and I started to really tap into and actually like listen to the instructor on like the benefits of just breathing, just slowing down, focusing on something else and just like being at peace with myself. And then from there my practice and just like love for the practice just kind of grew. And I wanted to learn more about like the philosophy, the history behind it. And also I heard that there was a lot of like self-growth that happened when you took a teacher training. So a studio that I was going to in Burlington at the time, they were about to host one and I was like, I'm going to do it. Never wanted to be an instructor. I just wanted to learn about myself. Basically, it was like, a couple $1,000s for therapy. Honestly, intensive, and we went through all the chakra systems, which I've never, ever looked at before. And I found a piece of myself in each of the chakra systems that I tapped into that was either like a burst of happiness or, something like just like it blew my mind, or it was like I was so deeply and emotionally affected by it that it really made me change some outlooks and perceptions of my own self.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think there's so much to that. And to me, what I'm hearing is that you're self-aware. You're so self-aware that even when you're going to yoga at the very beginning, you're starting to make the connection that like I go to yoga, even though it's physical, like I feel better mentally.
Yeah.
And then with the chakras, that's
oh my god, it's too. Like it's a whole thing. And like discovering yourself through the chakra system. Like there's times I'd be like bawling, like my tears like falling onto the pages and I close and be like, no more for today. Like I can't discover that much about myself anymore today. Because I was just like worried that it was gonna like not like change me, but like I didn't want to like have all of these thoughts in the back of my head that were just manifestations of just reading something on a piece of paper. But I mean, like it was so like revolutionary for me to learn about that about myself. And it changed me completely as a person.
for the better.
For the better. Yeah, for the better. And when I was doing my exam, and normally for a teacher training, your exam is you have to teach an entire class to somebody. And so I had to teach it to my cohort, and I didn't want to. And it was a 75-minute flow, which is like crazy. And after I taught the class, my two instructors, like my two teachers, were like, "You're gonna teach, right?" And I said, "No." Me in front of a bunch, like I was really shy back then. I had no confidence as a person. And I was like, Not a chance, not a chance I'm gonna teach." And they pushed me and they pushed me and they pushed me to teach.
Wow.
Yeah. That's 10 years later.
That's honestly okay. Meeting you now, like it's hard. It's hard to picture, but I get it.
Yeah.
Like
teaching has really helped me break out of my shell as a human being and find like a sense of confidence that I was never able to find on my own.
Yeah.
That being said, like, I mean, like, I searched for that. I searched for something to break me out of my shell to make me feel more positive, more confident, more happy within my own self. And I found it within teaching, like, not just like yoga, but also just like Pilates, personal training, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is a way to break out of your shell when you find yourself in front of a group of 30, 50 people and you are responsible for leading and talking straight for an hour. It's like you don't have any other option other than to like project and express.
Yeah. And it's like a whole part of being an instructor where like you're kind of on a stage, like you're kind of performing in a little bit for people. And there's a point in the room like it's like 1 minute before the class starts and there's just chit chatter all inside the room and you walk and you close the door and I feel like that you're the leader, like I'm the captain now when you walk in and it goes dead silent, everyone stares at you because they're like ready, right? And it's just like it's so great.
Yeah.
It's like such a great like moment where you're like, oh yeah, we're ready.
Yes, we're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's incredible. I fully believe that yoga finds you, like a person, when you need it the most. And your journey and your story about how you were so resistant to it until you found something that resonated with you just speaks to that.
Yeah. I mean, like, it definitely found me at a time when I needed it. Like, I was really young, like I told you, I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression. And I found it at a time where I had actually tried to like commit suicide. So I was very young. I was 20 years old. And it was just like I needed to do something else, like something else. And it truly like fitness, movement, mindful meditation really saved me. Truly, like it really did. And so taking that practice and taking everything that I've ever learned when it comes to like fitness modalities or just like instructing or like bringing an experience to people, it's really near and dear to my heart because it can I don't know, like for me, it saved my life. And I think I think people come to these spaces in a community setting to find something like that sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
To find solace.
Yeah, to find solace. Like honestly. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
I don't mind sharing things like that. Sometimes.
The darkest things that we go through often can lead to a great transformation, full blown transformation. And it's not pretty. Like it's usually really messy.
It's truly horrible.
If you're willing to like meet it,
Yeah.
and you're willing to meet yourself and do the work, like you did, it can be a really incredible transformation.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to be willing to do the work. You're the only person that can save yourself. Truly, someone can come up to you and just be like, "You need help. You need this. You need that," and it's only you that will take that experience and like listen to it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I agree with that. Like taking and just bringing it all together and like doing the work yourself is just so important. But you have to be open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I love about the boutique or the community in a fitness class and in a yoga class is that there is a sense of community, and we know that everybody's going through their own stuff at different points, and so the journey is very personal, but there's something about being in community that can help make things a little bit lighter all the time.
Yeah. Well, I always say that like, humans aren't meant to be alone.
Yeah.
We for like thousands and thousands of years, we were in small communities together until like just modern society now. And as much as like people are like, I'm fine being alone, I'm fine. Like we are social creatures and we gravitate towards social things. And so like a fitness class is a fitness class with like, or a fitness space like Solis that has a community that's so accepting and non-judgmental, like people gravitate towards that. And just like fitness class in general, people gravitate towards that type of community because they're scared to go to the gym on their own. They have no idea how to move their body. They don't even know where to start, right? So they like jump into community situations because it makes them feel something like as a collective whole. Yeah.
And it's more motivating.
It's way more
Way more motivating.
Way more motivating.
Yeah. And especially in work from home, you can go your whole day without, for some people, myself included, sometimes going to a fitness class is like the social part of the day.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. And it's very social and fun.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about how you went, because you teach a lot of different things. You teach Pilates and reformer. So what happened after you took your yoga teacher training?
Yeah, I mean, I just taught yoga for a couple of years. And then I moved to Toronto. And I was looking for a yoga studio to teach at, but as you know, it's very competitive here. Not just in terms of like studios, but also just in terms of like where you teach and whatnot. And I had, applied to a few studios who just like wouldn't give me a chance. And then I was going to an F45 at the time. Like I was working like twice a day every day because I didn't know what else to do with my life. Still going into the group fitness community aspect side of it. And one of the trainers there was like, what can we do to get you out of this like little slump that you're in? And I said, well, I just want to teach yoga. I just want to teach yoga. Like yoga's my love. Like it makes me feel centered and grounded. And I just can't find a studio here. And he was like, oh, well, lucky for you, one of my best friends is opening up a studio. And so then that weekend, I was invited to go to Solis's first class opening ever. That was October 2019.
Wow.
And I met the owner and we shook hands. And she basically was like, yeah, you're good to go. You can work here.
What are the chances?
I know. It's really like, what are the chances?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then from there it kind of builds. Like she started her studio based off of like Bikram, like 36 poses, like Hatha Vinyasa, with like our signature class, which is Solis Strong. It used to be called Hot Hip Pilates back then. But yeah, so it's like, that's how it started. And then she started to notice that like people were coming more to the hot hit classes and the little mat Pilates that we had. And she kind of just reached out to me one day. She's like, hey, do you know how to teach a sculpt class, like a mat Pilates? And I lied. And I said, yep, I did.
Yeah.
So absolutely I did. I mean, right? I told her this like last year during our 5th year birthday. She was like, what? And I was like, yeah. Like I just wanted a class in the schedule that was mine, like so badly. So I was just subbing at the time. And I was like, you know what? I go to the gym, I weight lifts, like I know what I'm doing. I know how to move my body. And so I made it like a yoga sculpt though. So we were talking about yoga sculpt earlier. So I started out like that. And I looked back on my old classes and they were like crescent lunge knee taps time 10. Crescent lunge, like lean forward into airplane times 10. And like that was my sculpt class. And then from there I took the teacher training that was now that I run now.
Oh, okay.
Obviously it's transformed since then. But I took that and then it became a Pilates instructor after that. And then I also took my CanFit Pro to become a personal trainer because I love weightlifting also. I think it's such a wonderful modality of fitness. Yeah.
That's so funny. I did my training in reverse.
Okay.
I started with fitness and CanFit in university. But yoga was always something I practiced. And then and then I did bar.
Okay, yeah.
And then
I didn't know you were a fitness instructor.
And then it wasn't until I was like done grad school that I was like, I can finally do my teacher training.
Yeah.
Like I finally have the time.
Did you immerse yourself?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Hawaii. Yeah.
The dream.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other thing. But
What do you mean? That's amazing. I'm so like, and I'm not to like bring jealousy, but I'm like, like I didn't get to immerse myself, and I really want to.
Yeah. Well, you can always do more.
Well, yeah, I want to do my 300-hour. One of my main goals is to teach a 200-hour teacher training.
Yes.
Because right now, right. Right now this will be like coming up for the Pilates training that's coming up in the spring. Will be my 6th teacher training I've run. And it's like always, I love mentoring instructors. Like it's one of my favorite things to do. But like I'm getting old. I'm not a youngin anymore, and so I'm like, I love Pilates, but like it's not forever for me, and I know yoga will be forever for me.
Yeah.
And my body's just kind of calling to more of like a yoga based practice lately. But like I don't want to run a 200-hour teacher training without 500-hour certification. I mean, like, it's okay, sure, throw me at Bali and for a month. Yeah, so I can go do my 300 hours. And like, I know that I have like the experience, like I have, I've run teacher trainings before, so it's like that's not the problem. It's like I personally, there's parts of like my yoga practice that I've lost a little bit. Just transparently, like I said, like I was talking to you about like westernized practice. I think we deviate a little bit too much from like the philosophy of yoga, which is like I still have like a touch point in it, but like my Sanskrit's not great anymore. Like I want to like dive back, not like mentally I have to prepare, but dive back into the chakras and go back into it, right? So yeah, that's my next goal. It's like my next goal.
That's it's always good to have something to work towards.
Yeah.
But it is hard when you're immersed in the teaching and the style of like where you teach and live basically. And so it's hard to like branch out. Time as a constraint.
Yeah. But I mean, like even with my yoga practice as an instructor, like I very much tell people um like this, you're gonna feel something different in this class.
Yeah.
Because the main point of asana practice to me is to dive deep into yourself, right? And for me, like I use, but I can't sit meditate. My brain's like everywhere. My ADHD says nah.
45.
Yeah. Like truly, like honestly. And so I use movement as meditation for me, and I use music as meditation for me. So all of my classes are like we move to the beat, we breathe to the beat of the music. It's so beautiful. Like I love doing it. But I also like force people to really get outside their comfort zone in the mind. Which some of the people hate and some people really like it. Like you can tell some people who come into my classes and they're just expecting like a powerful get out. Like no personalization, no like stop and like think. Like I have themes, I make people think about stuff. I force people to sit still in shavasana a little bit. Not force, that's not the right word, but you know what I mean? Like
encourage.
Force is not the right word. Like encourage or invite them to like release something. It's funny because like over the years, like in Etobicoke, my Monday night crew that I have there, they're in it. They're like, I'm here for it. And that's the type of community in yoga that I love to teach. And I'm trying to build that here. But it's funny, like here, like I have people like lay down in Shavasana, close your eyes, and people are like,
that's the downtown,
right? But they just feel uncomfortable to just sit and be. And so my job is to try to like break them out of that. And I have people that are like, I hate it, but I'm coming back next week. I hate it, but I'm coming back next week. And I'm like, you're the person. You are the type of person that I am like beelining towards being like, I'll get you. I'll get you. Yeah, like you need it and I'll get you. And you're going to be there and you're going to be addicted to it.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge, yeah.
Did you find when you were first practicing yoga then, did you find it hard to stay still in
Absolutely.
Shavasana? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's really, I was actually talking to one of my other friends who's an instructor. She's a yin instructor though. And I have a terrible time tapping into my inside of my practice. It's because I have ADHD, so I'm like everywhere, like my brain does not shut off, and I use it as like a benefit in my life sometimes, and sometimes it's like a detriment when I'm just like, oh my god, okay, now what? But like I do find with yoga now, it's a lot easier for me to sit. Like I don't think I could do a shavasana any longer than 5 minutes still, and I've been practicing yoga for like 15 years teaching for 10. 5 minutes is better than when I started, where I was like tapping my foot. I couldn't move, like, just, you know what I mean? And now it's just like, I say to myself, 2 more breaths, just 2 more breaths. Can I stay in it? And if I could stay it in 2 more breaths, I say 2 more, right? And it's the same thing at the gym too. If I don't want to freaking be there, I set a timer for 10 minutes. And if I still want to continue working out after 10 minutes, then I'm good to go. And if I don't, then I'll get out. Right. So I always challenge myself, like, to go like above and beyond my space. So I like know what it feels like to feel uncomfortable, so that I can try to guide people through that like uncomfortable feeling.
I love that. 'Cause that's where the growth is.
That's where the growth is. That's what I always say. And I always say, and I like make lighthearted jokes in my classes, because like some people take yoga way too seriously, and they're like, and I'm like, okay, we love yoga, but we don't need to do this serious. So like I always make like the other day on Monday in my class, like I wanted people to just like extend their triceps behind them, but I wanted them to just have their fingers like this. Yeah. And nobody understood what I was trying to say. And I was like, like Mr. Burns saying eggs. And like everybody got it, right? But it's just like, it's a little like, haha, like, so they can feel a bit more comfortable in the space. It's less serious. Yeah. So I do weird things.
No, that's so funny that you mentioned that, because I was in a class, actually a chakra kriya flow. I'll tell you about it later in the city, and where they use mudras. Okay. And they did this mudra in tree pose, and in my head I was like, oh, like Mr. Burns.
Oh my god, it's so funny because everybody in the class like literally like chuckled out loud, and then they came up to me after being like, we were all thinking that, that, right? I'm like, yeah.
So like it's the collective.
It is the collective, right? Well, it's imagery. It's imagery.
Yeah.
So it's good. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's not just me.
It's not just you. Everybody knows this is like a universal song with Mr. Burns.
So funny. Yeah, okay. I think we touched on, well, one thing that you brought up, which I'd love to hear, because I've heard this from so many, when you read about habits and getting into habits, what they suggest is exactly what you said. Yeah. Right? Just this breath, or just 5 minutes and do it. And so it's nice to hear that some people put that into practice.
Sometimes I'm like, give me habits.
Do you have any daily routines, morning or evening ritual, something that you
it's something I would like to build a little more in my life. But I think that some of my rituals that I do like to do is like, I like to just like wake up and like enjoy my coffee. Like I put my phone down, just face down, nowhere near me type of thing, and just like sit and enjoy my coffee with my cat. He's a little bit. And I try not to be on my phone for the first 30 minutes that I wake up. In a job like this, it's really challenging sometimes because we are open from 5 a.m. until 10 o'clock at night sometimes. So it's really hard to do that. But I really try to. Almost every morning now, I've started saying to Google, set a timer for 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then after those 30, I can do whatever I want. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in those 30, and like, I don't try to restrict myself to what I do in those 30 besides drink my coffee. Yeah. But sometimes I journal. I have the Rubicor writing prompt book that my partner got for me. So I've been doing that because I used to write a lot and I had stopped doing that, and I kind of want to get back into it. So I've been doing like one of those exercises, or I write like 3 things that I'm grateful for. And it's all different things that I do. But yeah.
That's okay.
Telling me
regrets. Like that guy's tattoo.
Regrets. Have you seen that tattoo?
Yeah.
It says no regrets.
No regrets.
It's supposed to be no regrets. I'm like,
you might regret that.
Yeah, I regret that. I'm just gonna remove. Okay. I'm gonna go in there, but if I don't see you, I don't know. We'll do coffee at some point.
Yeah, sounds good.
Be careful, my girl. Oh my goodness. She's
Yeah, it's so funny. Anyway, life just happened, and I was like, if I don't, it's like I had my life set up.
Yeah.
Had the job, had the house, had the partner, and all this stuff. And then I was like, wow, this is so
not what you want.
Not me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess now I'm not afraid. Like before I was like afraid to like of different things. And I'm like, whatever, just open to whatever happens.
Yeah. You know what? I used to be afraid like that. Honestly, it's so funny because it's kind of the same way. I had a guy I was dating for 6 years. We were about to get a house together, like whatever. I thought I was going to marry him, have his babies. And then I was like, I just had this like overwhelming like intuition that that ain't it. And there was so much more for me somewhere. I don't know what. I had no fucking idea what I was going to do. But I was like, there's something else out there for me that is going to make me absolutely thrive. And as soon as I got out of that relationship, like I've done nothing but thrive, like nothing but grow. Like I opened up a studio.
Yeah. Like a thriving studio.
A literal thriving studio with a thriving community.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that I never thought I'd ever do.
Yeah.
Something never.
Yeah.
I would never. Someone was like, Kayla, you're gonna open up a studio and you know, just like build this wonderful community and like manage 100 staff and like blah blah blah.
Yes.
Oh,
The universe
be a paper pusher for the rest of my life is what I thought it was gonna be, right?
Now I can't see you doing that because
Oh
I'm like, you're so vibrant, like you have so much energy.
Yeah, I know, I'm a lot.
No,
I'm a lot, but I'm just like, woo,
it's
just like a little energy, buddy. I always say to people in my classes, I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm 0 to 100. I have no in between.
You did say that in class.
I have no in between. It's like none whatsoever.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's important. I think it's important to keep people going from doing stuff.
Yes. And you definitely did. You definitely deliver. And
Yeah.
I showed up thinking I was going to yoga, and it was like way harder than I expected.
When you told me that, I was like, oh no.
I'm always down. I'm down for a good workout. Yeah. But I was just like feeling tired. I was like, but I can do a yoga. Like no problem. Even if it's a practice, no problem. But then your Pilates class kicked my butt in the best way. But I also felt like more energy.
I did. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard me say it, but I said the energy you put out is the energy you're gonna get back in. And so if you show up to a fitness class and you have no energy, but you receive it for somebody else, then you're able to kind of give it out again. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all energy.
So it's important. That's why I say sing, cheer, dance, join in with you, because if you don't, it's like, I don't know, like I would call myself an empath, but I can like feel people's energy a bit.
Yeah.
And so like I know the difference between like walking into a space and like people being like, I'm ready to like rah party and have a good time with you in this class. Or like they're like,
just get me through.
And I have to work harder to get them a little bit out of their shell. And I've gotten to a place with yoga now that I don't plan my classes. I walk in and I feel the energy, and then I decide right then and there on the spot.
Yeah.
Still
like for the people.
Yeah, for the people, right? Like I always have an idea. Like I always have a theme. Sometimes I'll switch the theme in the moment, but I have no idea what I'm going to teach until I walk into the doors and close them and say, hello, how's everyone doing?
Yeah.
And as soon as I hear that answer, I'm like, we're going to slow flow tonight.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. I think it's good to show, like, to be able to read the room.
Yeah.
And adapt.
Yeah, it's important. I think that, like, you know, again, like some people show up here because they're looking for something, whether they showed up because they want to work out, whether they showed up because they just need to disconnect, whether they show up because they just want to be a part of a community for a little bit. You know, especially for yoga, I'm not going to force them to do a power flow when I feel the energy is like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, especially for yoga. Pilates, I'm like, you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's a different type of push through, man. That's a different type of mental push through. Yeah. Because they're coming because they're like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like,
I want you to kick my butt.
I actually want you to kick my butt. Yeah. And I still kick people's butt in yoga. Don't be wrong.
Yeah.
But, like, don't get me wrong, sorry. But, like, it's a different, like, I guess, like, what's it called? My mind is blanking because it's like 3 p.m. Approach to it. It's a different approach than what I do. So, yes.
The energy you put in is the energy you get out. I love that one-liner.
Yeah.
Do you have any other one-liners that you live by, like your personal?
Personal?
Or not?
Honestly, a lot of people repeat this after me, but I say you could do anything for 20 seconds, guys.
Yes.
And I always say that, right?
Yes.
I also say lately, we're not here for a long time and a good time, so it better be a fucking good time. Or short time. We're not here for a long time, we're here for a short time, so it better be a fucking good time. And then people go, yeah, sometimes I swear, sometimes I don't. I don't know, in my personal life, I live by, like, you know, I live by breaking my life into breaking it down into parts. I told you that in there. But I was like, you just break it into parts and it seems a lot easier.
Yeah.
For someone who has ADHD, it's challenging to not see all steps. And with ADHD, it's like doing laundry to me is 40 steps. Whereas someone without ADHD, they're like, you just put it in, you take it out, you fully put it away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's so many other steps to it, right? So I have to like constantly, like, I wake up every morning, I'm like, just break your day into parts. What's your first part? Get up, brush your teeth. That's one part. That's it. That's the one part.
Yeah.
And you just feel more I feel more accomplished that way. Because sometimes, especially in this day and age, in this social like society that we live in, where it's so hustle bustle, it's like a lot of people feel that if they're not doing a lot, they're not doing enough and they're not successful, or they're failing because they're not like going like 150,000 miles per hour like down the street to like get stuff done. So it's just so important to just like, to just focus on the things that you can control. And like, you can't do a million things in a day. You physically and mentally and just time wise, you literally can't do all those things in one day. So it's kind of just like prioritizing like what you can do and what you can achieve and what you can accomplish, and just like remember that like you don't have to do the absolute most to be successful.
Exactly.
Truly. Yeah.
Just being good and being happy with where you're at.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's okay to want more, but being good with where you're at. I like that. I like that you break it down. I like that you apply those sort of mantras like in the room to workout and to life.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I take all of the things I practice in my yoga practice like back out into the world. And when I teach my yoga to people, I say, like, at the end of Shavasana before we all lay down, I say, what's one part of this practice you can take out to the world when you step off this mat? And I was like, whether it's a longer breath, whether it's consciously even thinking about your breath for one, because we don't think about our breath as we move throughout the day, or if it's just that, like, you balance for 1 second, like, what can you do, like, what can you take out into the world, or did you feel a little bit of kindness, did you laugh at yourself for making a mistake, you know what I mean, and how can you transition that into your life so that you're not so hard on yourself, because as human beings we're so hard on ourselves, we're so hard on ourselves. And like, I mean, I'm one of them. We're all like, we're our own toughest critics. And so we have to find a little bit of, kindness for ourselves through anything possible.
I love that. And I think you can't hear that enough. Yeah. So to hear it from like when you say that to the class, I think everybody softens a little bit, has a little bit more relief hearing that from you, no matter where they're at in their day. It's just nice to know.
Yeah. And like, one other thing that I usually say at the end of Shavasana is like, I do like a 3 breath, like, kind of ending. And usually it's, we take a big breath in and we exhale out and we say we give gratitude to our bodies and our breath. Because I always say, and I don't know, like, maybe it's like not the right thing to say, but I always say there's a lot of people who woke up today who can't do either of those things on their own. Right? Because we take advantage of those things. We totally take advantage of them.
Yeah.
And when you take the time and the space, you set it aside to just like consciously move your own breath. That's a gift.
Yes.
I'm very grateful for it, right? That we can do it on our own.
Yeah.
Same thing with moving our bodies. We get so frustrated. We get so in our ego when we're moving, especially in a yoga class. Like, well, that person's doing crazy back bend. Well, that person is balancing. And like, this is all internally happening. But I see the frustration on people's faces. One, they're not breathing because they're so frustrated. Yeah. 2, you just see them giving up. They just give up. And it's just like, you have to remember that like somebody else's practice, it's not yours, but you should still be so grateful that you can balance on one foot. Yeah. You should be grateful you can even get up off the floor. You know what I mean? Exactly. You don't. Then the next part of my breath is like, it's gratitude to like the community, the energy that we all share together, that in the space that we, call home. And then the last part of the breath is to give gratitude to like the practice of asana, the practice of yoga that we so graciously were able to share across like, our community. So yeah.
I love that. Those are all 3 really good reminders. Yeah. You're right. There's nothing, I mean, even for the healthiest person, there's nothing like, we all get sick once in a while, for you to realize how grateful you are to need your nose and stuff up to breathe clearly, right? Like, you can't come into practice.
I always say that, like, when my nose is stuff up, I was like, I'm never going to take breathing through my nose for granted ever again.
I know. So, exactly. And to be able to come and be in the hot room and feel good, like, no matter how your practice goes. So, nice reminders that we all need to think about more often.
There's just things that, like, we just don't think about. I'm just unconscious half the day, to be quite honest.
You get for granted.
We're unconsciously conscious. I always say that. People are like, what does that mean? I'm like, you're going through you're conscious.
You're conscious,
but you're not.
Like, you're awake.
You're conscious to, like, your, like, ebbs and flow of your professional life or your personal life, where you have to be somebody else or somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be your true self. So I was just saying, you're unconsciously conscious when you walk around all day. But when you step into this room, you have the opportunity to be conscious of who you are truly to yourself. You're not a mom, you're not a dad, you're not a sister, you're not a friend, you're not a coworker, you're not a manager. Like, you're you.
Exactly.
And, like, it's your opportunity to take those 60 minutes, 45, whatever the amount of classes, and just be that on the mat. And I always remind people that too. Like, listen, you're going to step outside those doors, you're going to open up your phone, you're going to have a million text messages from people who need something from you. So, like, this is your opportunity to get back to yourself, like your true self, not a version of yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's so important. It's like, is there anything more important than connecting back with yourself, your true self? And there's so few, like, I can't think of any other things, really, practices, opportunities in everyday life that we have that bring us to that place.
I agree.
There's very few.
Yeah, there's very few. I'm like, and I mean, it just depends. Like, even like your own meditation, like, if you're doing a guided one, that's not you. I mean, it's amazing to do, but it's not like a self-reflective work in the sense that, like, you're focusing on somebody else's words, somebody else's breath guiding you, which is still amazing, right? But yeah, I agree. Like, Shavasana, like, just like that one tiny space. It's like, it's just you. It's just you and quiet. I often ask my teacher, my members, my students, like, what goes loud when you go quiet? What do you hear?
I like that.
Listen to that part of your body, right? Like, what goes on when you go quiet?
It's surprising sometimes things that
God.
come out.
Yeah. Really.
Like, where did that come from?
Remember the thing you said in 2019?
Yeah. Okay, you want to be mindful of time?
Yes.
My last question for you, I ask everybody this because everybody I ask gives a different answer. Okay. So it's become one of my favorite questions. But to you, what is yoga?
Okay, that's very interesting. I mean, like I said, like, yoga is my asana practice, is my meditation, like my ability to reconnect, reground with myself, and just move my body so intuitively. Where, like, oftentimes it's like I don't need to think about it, right? Like I said, unconscious, subconscious.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm consciously moving, but I feel like it's like I'm not in control in a different way. Very strange. Like, I don't know how to, like, it's like my soul's in control.
Yeah.
Right? Like, instead of my physical body controlling my soul, it's like my soul's controlling my physical body when I'm going through asana. And yoga for me is like, it's an escape. It's an ability to connect with others, and to connect with those, like, unconscious pieces of yourself that you often don't give gratitude and love to. Breathing, walking, tasting, smelling, sweating, blinking, like, for God's sake, you know what I mean? You blink a bajillion times a day and you don't even realize it. Whereas, like, you are forced, like, close it open when you're in yoga, right? Close your eyes, open up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And you have the control to do that. And I think it's just like an ability. I think it's like an ability to escape the attachments of what is this world, which unfortunately, as humans, we attach to many things, many, many, many things, whether they're physical, mental, or just, like, you know, ethereal. Like we just detach things.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity to find a way to detach from all the noise, all this shit.
There's so much noise.
There's so much noise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
A way to disconnect from everything else, to connect with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think a lot of the things that we practice in life are physical, like in the sense that, you know, if you're trying to master a craft, like you're physically doing so you're trying to like play guitar, like you're physically doing it. Whereas like I feel like this is one of the most important practices. Like, yeah, you're physically moving, but the bigger challenge is your mind the entire time that you're moving. And that's what you're actually trying to master. You're trying to master staying in a, like, sure, you're in Utkatasana for like 8 breaths, right? Like everyone makes fun of it. Oh my God, I'm in chair pose for so long. But it's a bitch. It's literally gonna be like, oh my God. Like you're constantly just fighting that little voice in your head, be like, get out. You don't need to sit here. You don't, what are you doing to yourself? What's happening? Your glutes hurt, your quads hurt, stand up. And you're like, no, big breath in, I'm staying.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're mastering your own mind, which sometimes can be really challenging.
It's challenging.
It's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
It's truly the biggest challenge.
I think it's starting to become the most important thing. I know it's a big statement, but at least for me, because I feel like our minds are starting to get, there's so many distractions and it's so easy to get pulled by the distractions, mostly our phones and stuff. And yoga is one chance to like practice saying no in a way.
Yeah.
Saying like, no, I'm going to choose my thought. I'm going to choose what I do.
Yeah. And so in Shavasana, when I, usually at the end, I challenge my students to sit in silence for a minute. Silence.
That's hard.
Silence and stillness, to surrender to the body. And I always say, maybe today is 1 second longer. Maybe it's 10. Maybe you do the whole 60. Maybe you do 0 of it. It doesn't matter. Have you challenged yourself though to surrender to just stillness and silence, which is, in a world full of chatter, we don't have many opportunities to do that.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
not many at all. Besides when we're sleeping, and even when we're sleeping, we're dreaming, right? Like you can't control that. You just dream.
Yeah,
you can't take control. You just dream.
There's no way to be conscious.
Yeah,
consciously conscious.
Yeah. Truly though, yeah.
That's it. I love that. That's great. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to share with everyone today? We'll post your Instagram. We'll post Solis so people know where to find you and where to find Solis.
Yeah.
In the city.
Yeah. I mean, come try it out. And like, one thing I wanted to chat about how you said, we'll be really quick, I swear to God. I know I told you I'm a yapper. But how you said that people shy away from yoga often because they think it's something that it's not, or they get one perception of it and then they shut it down for forever.
Yeah.
And I would love if, like, my goal as an instructor is to show people that like there is so much more to yoga than just like the one single perception that you have of it. And so like every one of my Pilates people, I'm like, you should come to yoga. Yeah. And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, come to yoga. And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, no. And then one day I just forced them to go in, and then they're like, oh, I love it. Like, wow. It's the thing I want to chat about was just like how people have this like different perceptions of yoga, and sometimes that makes people shy away from it. Like how I told you, like stretching in a room for an hour, no thank you. But like it's just giving an opportunity or giving it a chance a little bit more. So I try to chat with my people who do Pilates, or like even like men. Like, just come and try it out. See what's the worst that can happen. Truly, like it's a non-judgmental space, and like, there's so many different forms of yoga, and like I'm sure you've seen it as you go through the cities and you like interview people. You're telling me about like the very traditional studio that you went to, but then you come here and it's super contemporary, where like everybody gets to put their own flair on it. There's vinyasa, there's hatha, there's ashtanga, there's kundalini, there's there's so many different types of like, and like, like those are like yoga, but like they're like different asana practices, physical, different philosophies. Like it's crazy. And so like I try to challenge people to to think about yoga in a different way. And that's why I approach my yoga classes and my yoga practice in a way that's like, it's, I don't know, it's like there's something for everyone. Like how you said, like some people, like they go to classes, there's no music. And I'm like, but do you want to come vibe? Like, I'll give you a good experience. Exactly. I'll kick your ass, but like, we will vibe. We will move with our breath. Like, we'll listen to Moody Drake. Like, we'll listen to like 8 Lanes or I don't know, whatever, Rufus Du Sol. Or just like acoustic music, or like maybe I do put on just like Shavasana music that's like singing bowls and like whatever. It's all a different thing, but I think at the end of the day, it's just. We also talked about how like you are the only person that can get you out of something. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. You're the only person that can convince you to continue like going to your practice. Yeah. Right? I can entice you with my drink. Yeah. Or with like, That's
it. Like there's so much to yoga, and not every style or not every even not everything is going to speak to everyone, but the right one, the best yoga for you is the one that you enjoy and the one that resonates with you. Yeah. So that you'll continue going. Because like you said, when you first started practicing, you're a very intense person. Yeah. So like because you were going intensely and like so frequently, you started to make that connection right away that like, I go to yoga, I feel better. Yeah. And not just because of the movement. Yeah. But it does take like going enough times. Like if someone tries one yoga class and it doesn't resonate, they're not going to feel that same feel good feeling. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I always say. The best yoga is the one that you like, that you enjoy. Exactly. Yeah, but you also have to try it a few times. Like you try a new baking recipe. You're not going to give up on the first try. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. One more chocolate chip cookie recipe. One more yoga class. Yeah. And you'll see what you like. And I do think it's super beneficial, like no matter what it looks like for everyone's practice. Everyone's stepping into that room for a different reason, every single person. And it's just what you take away from it that matters the most. But, you have to be willing to take something away from it. Yeah. So it's just about challenging people to take something away from it. Being open to stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for the time. Thanks for coming. Yes. I'll share everything so that people can find Solis and people can find you. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, highly recommend checking out Kayla's classes. They will kick your butt in the best way. Thank you. No, thank you. Thanks for listening to the Yoga Society podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like and subscribe and share it with someone who could use a little more mindfulness in their day. See you next time.